With the recent rerun of False Heroes, I was reminded of the existence of Geno, the werewolf knight that serves the living kingdom. That sent me into a rabbit hole of looking for more info on his kind, so I could make a video on werewolves. But after some research, I realized that werewolf lore isn't exactly abundant in Granblue. And that is also true for other, lesser known, intelligent species from the Sky Realm. Hi, I'm Ducky, and today I want to talk about werewolves, but that alone wasn't enough, so I decided to talk about most of the species in the game that are in the other category. Cool fursuits and more after the intro. Let's start with the ones that sparked this video. Werewolves. There are only 2 known, alive werewolves in Granblue at the time of recording. They already mentioned Geno and Wolf. First introduced in 2018, mostly as a Little Red Riding Hood joke, Wolf was the first real werewolf we ever saw. In Wolf and Rainy Fate episodes, we learned that his kind were hunted to near extinction as a result of various conflicts with humanoid races. It seems hard to believe since both werewolves we met are actually really cool, good-hearted and loyal, but the human side of the conflict told us that the werewolves used to attack villages and kill innocents. Most importantly, it's heavily implied that werewolves in Granblue are an actual species and not some sort of curse like its usual folklore counterpart. Sadly, we don't know much more about werewolves. In opposition, a species with a pretty good foundation on their story and culture are the Crystallia. This species of all girls, human-like people, can be distinguished from the more common counterpart by their pointy ears and their heart of ice, an organ that makes them exhale cold permanently. Both Lily and Erin are recruitable Crystallia characters. Their society is very seclusive, but it also has a rite of passage that sends young girls to travel the world in search of the spring, something said to be important for the future of the Crystallia people. So, technically, there are a bunch of Crystallia out there in the world. Connected with the Crystallia are the Sovals. They are a species of fierce and fiery warriors that live on the same island as the Crystallia. Their spinal column, called Wretches of Fire, have magic properties that release heat and allow them to transform into a beast. During the story event A Piece of the Pie, the relationship between these 2 species and the humans is explored, and it does a great job of highlighting the nuanced nature of different cultures. It's a pretty good event for its age, and I would love to see Grueller, the Soval chieftain, to be playable one day. Another entry into the folklore creatures turned into species are the vampires. Vanya and Vite are the 2 playable vampires we have, but we also have Feldrack as a named, notable vampire. While also human-like, their distinctive bat-like wings on their heads and sharp fangs can be used to identify them. Compared to their mythical counterparts, in Granblue, vampires can suck blood, but don't necessarily need to, as it is stated that they can eat regular food as well. Introduced in Fall of the Dragon, the vampires have a really strict culture, but with the efforts of Vanya and the crew, they are slowly opening up to the rest of the world. This plotline has been expanded with Vanya's and Vite's 5-star uncaps and new units, as well as with Falsetto in Autumn Grey. Up next, let's talk about dragons. Who doesn't love dragons? Well, if you look up things about dragons in Granblue, you will quickly find out that, in fact, a lot of people love dragons. Love them so much, in fact, that they even decide to procreate with them. There's dragons and true dragons, sentient species native to the Sky Realm as well, but they are not exactly humanoid, so they are out of the scope of this video. But when a humanoid and a dragon love each other very much, a dragon newt is born. There's 3 notable dragon newts that we know of: Grea, Chulain, and Philen. Most of our knowledge about them come from Light Grea's Fate episodes. They have humanoid bodies that resemble their humanoid parent, but also dragon-like characteristics and powers similar to their draconic parent. While not a species per se, but actually a half-breed between 2 species, they are notable enough and have enough lore attached to them to the point I wanted to bring them up. It's also a good way to quickly mention the Valiant, those weird Dragon Newt-esque dudes that appeared in the last Dragon Knights event and technically should also make this list, But I didn't want to talk about them too much because no one has any clue what that event was about. Anyway, lastly, I wanted to mention some less explored species. Granblue has Kappa and Merfolk, but they are mostly just joke characters with no real lore attached to them, so just a quick shout out. On the other extreme of this spectrum are the Goblins. They are a species with a surprisingly deep story and culture, and I would like to dedicate an entire video to them instead. So just another quick shout out to Goblins. And that's it for this video, thank you all for watching. There's so much room to explore with different cultures and visual traits in this regard, that I hope Granblue works more on the idea of more humanoid species. Make catgirls real, you cowards! And what's your favorite humanoid species in Granblue? Any particular one you'd like to see introduced? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, this was Ducky, and I'll see you all later.